The only way a legal jurisdiction can be gained is through fraud and deception. And that is an intent to commit fraud, which nullifies the contract before the contract's even asked for. Nunk pro fucking tunk. Say it again? Okay. The only way that jurisdiction can be gained in the legal dead world is through fraud intent to deceive. And any jurisdiction that is claimed through fraud and deception is already null and void with the intent to do so in the first place. The contract was null and void before the offer even came out of their faces. They're already with intent to harm. You cannot claim jurisdiction through fraudulent means, because a fraud revealed with the intent to commit fraud is already null and void. It carries no power. Thus, the entire legal world reality is powerless completely, because every jurisdiction that they've ever went after was done with such intent. All contracts null and void. All legal jurisdiction rulings null and void. All statutes, bullshit legislation created with the intent to deceive, aid and abet humanity into a false dead jurisdiction with the intent to do so nullifies the contract before it's even uttered. Now for then, you guys don't listen to us, so we kind of have to use these coincidental moments where you think we're a legal name and we're not, and this is the only window of opportunity that you're going to pay any attention while you're deluding yourselves into this legal name fraud. I'm here to tell you about the legal name fraud, and that's all. No assumption or presumption of any matter or anything that you have in your illusional court. That's your little fictional world. I live in the real fucking world, okay? You're committing fraud. You cannot get jurisdiction through deception, okay? Because the intent to do so, it makes it null and void to begin with. You are without jurisdiction at that moment. In that instant you attempt it, you are without it. Game fucking over. Exactly. It's got nothing to do with you, and there's no way you're going to breathe life by responding into that legal name. So where the system is stymied on this is the fact that the account was set up under fraud through that legal name. They don't know it's fraud. You didn't know it was fraud, but it is. It's fraud. So here's the thing. The instant you choose to not be that legal name, they can't do anything that henceforth, because they need the consent of you to be that legal name to first turn the power on to create the contract, and secondly, to turn the power off, they must get a contract response, which is making any payments whatsoever is contract response. That's saying you're the legal name, that you think that has something to do with you. Okay, just like going into a courtroom. I'm not the legal name, then what the hell are you doing here? Well, I got a piece of mail. No, you didn't. The legal name did, so you must think you're the legal name. Off with your head. And it really is this crazy simple. And this is the hardest part to get across to people. Making it this clear, making it this crystal clear to people. No name, no game, right? Everything stops in that instant, in that blinding instant. All contracts that were put into effect, i.e. electricity, water, phone, all of these things that you put into effect through that legal name, nothing can be done without your consent to be that legal name to turn the power on or off. So once the power's on and you are not the legal name anymore, there's no way that they can turn it off until they get consent to be that legal name.
Your own construction and consent, or you can simply step through the open door. May I suggest taking a further look on my website, cateofgaia.wordpress.com, and read, the long and short of it, the layman's preamble of I Who Shall Not Be Named, which is a servable to clerk only document. The apostolic letter dated July 11, 2013, was the removal of all and any immunity via the corporate veil for all lawyers, judges, politicians, police, etc. on this planet as of September 1st, 2013. Without the most basic understanding of how all of us have been duped into unknowingly committing fraud by using a name that was legally owned by a crown corporate fiction, we deem ourselves the same by consent. The most common people that cannot grasp this truth are generally the most intellectually brilliant legal type leaders in the so-called truth movement. The only other truth you need to grasp is quite simple. Since the game begins with the birth certificate, so must it end there as well, and it does. The birth certificate is evidence and proof of intent to aid and abet via non-disclosure and deception fraud, and the system must get your consent, or they are absolutely powerless, since we are the true power behind their ruling by consent. I speak from experience, including making a judge bow to me on video 3 years ago, where I already knew the power of this truth. The choice is yours. Stay in their cage of illusion, or set yourself free by knowing who you are. P.S. This is not a gimme gimme nanny state mentality. This is a keep what you've already got and make these thieves accountable for their actions game now. Put down your anger, greed, and vengeance inasmuch as it owns you. So does the system you're fighting, and you're doing exactly what the system wants. to blind you from their one-trick pony.